It's been a while since we introduced the idea of scale degrees, so I wanted to take a moment to come back and remind us what scale degrees are and why we care about them, because we're going to be using scale degrees a lot in the upcoming videos. When I first introduced scale degrees, I used a C major scale. And I said that scale degrees were numbers that we assigned to each note of the scale. So the first note of the scale, C, was scale degree 1. The next note, D, was scale degree 2. The next note, E, scale degree 3. F was scale degree 4. G, scale degree 5. A, scale degree 6. B, scale degree 7. And C, the C on top, scale degree 8. I said we can also think of that scale degree 8 as being a new scale degree 1, because that cycle of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 starts all over again in the next octave, starting on that top C. We did a few interesting things with scale degrees. One of the things we did was we analyzed melodies with scale degrees, and that gave us a way to think about and map out very precisely the shape or the contour of the melody. Remember, we did that with the melody of Over the Rainbow. 1, 8, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 6, 5. We also found that scale degrees allowed us to talk about the relationship of notes within a scale, or how the notes functioned in relationship to one another. For instance, we conducted that experiment where I played a scale from scale degree 8 down to scale degree 1, but I stopped short on scale degree 2. So I went 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and I stopped right on that 2. And we noticed how unfinished and how incomplete it sounded. And it wasn't until we got back to scale degree 1, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that we felt like we had arrived home. You may remember we gave every scale degree a name, and we called scale degree 1 the tonic. And we said one of the properties of the tonic, or one of the tendencies of the tonic, is that other notes are drawn to it. It has a sort of gravity or pull to it. And we noticed that going from scale degree 8 going down to scale degree 1. We also noticed that the tonic on top, the scale degree 1 on top, had a similar property. When I played going from scale degree 1 up to scale degree 8, I stopped short on scale degree 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And again, we noticed when I stopped short, it sounded incredibly incomplete and unfinished. It wasn't until we got all the way back up to the tonic, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that we felt like we had arrived home. And in fact, that pull going up was even more intense, and we noticed that the pull going from scale degree 7 to scale degree 8 was so intense that we gave scale degree 7 the name the leading tone, because it leads up to the tonic, or it has that incredible pull that wants to go back to the tonic. Now, when we talked about all these things that were interesting and useful about scale degrees, we talked about them in the context of C major. But scale degrees are going to be useful, in fact, more useful to us as we move into keys other than C major, as we move into the 7 flat keys and into the 7 sharp keys. And in the upcoming videos, we're going to see what happens and how we use scale degrees once we start moving out of C major.